Hello, lovelies. In my viral-ish Glamour Magic video, which hopefully you've seen, and if not, it's somewhere here on this channel, I had to mention that I wear red on Tuesdays. This wasn't a tip. It was actually a glimpse into how I really live. This video is about planetary magic, but not in the academic, dry way you'll see taught elsewhere on the internet. This is the glamorous way. This is the enchanting way. And this is my favorite way of bringing the astro weather and making magic with it as I live my daily life. This is going to be a whole class. Buckle in. It's so worth it. Before we begin, a framing note. Planetary magic can be an invitation to total overwhelm. Please don't do that to yourself. You do not need to honor all 7 days perfectly. My first tip is to honor just the 2 planetary deities that rule whatever house your rising sign is and your sun sign is. So, for example, and I'll be using myself as a fascinating example the whole way through, I am Aries rising, which means my chart is Mars ruled, because it's always ruled by your rising sign, not by your sun sign. So I am Mars ruled, and I have my sun and a whole lot of other planets in Libra. So Venus is my collaborative energy, shall we say. You can tell, right? So when I do planetary magic, I pay particular attention to Tuesdays because that's Mars Day, and Fridays because that's Venus's day. But I am going to tell you how I work the other days in, because seriously, as far as I'm concerned, astrology and this kind of planetary magic is like getting a weather report before you sail in your gorgeous yacht. You want to know how the winds are going. You want to know what the weather is. And you certainly don't want to prepare for a fabulous trip and then head out the day before a hurricane hits. You want to know the weather so that you can make life easier. And that is the most glamorous thing of all. I also want to say that planetary magic, at least the way I do it, is not about deity worship. I am not worshipping Venus. I am not worshipping Mars. I am collaborating with the energies of those 2 specific deities and planets, right? Think of it like a cosmic weather report. You're not worshipping the weather, you're adjusting your sails according to it. These planetary influences have been worked with for thousands of years. That's a lot of energetic weight, a lot of attention given to them. And so it makes so much more sense to flow with them and follow their lead as opposed to swimming upstream. And as I said, you only need to lavish your focus on 2. 1 will be fine. 2 will be a good start. And you can let the other days settle into your rhythm rather than making yourself settle into theirs, right? Let's start with Monday. Don't we all love Mondays? Monday is Moon Day, obviously. And when you read the academic and general sort of information about planetary magic, they'll all tell you that Mondays should be peaceful and introverted and quiet and a good day for meditation. Start your week slowly. Yeah, not many of us have that opportunity. It's just not realistic in a modern world. And even as the CEO of my own company, I find that Mondays are the day I start work, along with most of the rest of the civilized world. But there are still nods to the fact that the moon energy is rife on a Monday. I will schedule client calls on a Monday because it invites intuition and nuance and deep thought, contemplation. It's the perfect time and the perfect vibe for me to dive into somebody else's life with them so that they can start seeing where they hold themselves back, where we can put some glamour magic in, where we can tweak their environment, do all the things that I am skilled at, and allow for this introspective energy to serve them. Moon energy supports depth, processing, thinking about stuff. So Mondays are perfect for coaching. They're also perfect for journaling. They're also perfect for things like a tarot spread or going to get a reading from an astrologer. It's perfect for energetic work. So if you work with an energy healer, Mondays are a very good day for you to make an appointment. I also don't push myself in my workout on a Monday. I will do yin yoga instead of really cranking it up on the treadmill. I spend a little more time in my morning journal. I also do try to get to bed a little earlier on a Monday evening. Doesn't always work because I'm such a football fan and I'm up watching Monday Night Football. However, I do try to settle down a little sooner. I'll get into my lounging pajamas and my kimono, and I'll have some hot chocolate just to acknowledge that the energy is a little more subdued, a little more sedate. And besides, it gets me ready for Tuesday. And Tuesday is my day. Tuesdays are devoted to Mars. I am Aries rising, as I mentioned. Mars is my day. I wear red on Tuesdays. I also tap into that energy to just get stuff done, especially stuff I want to start. Tuesdays, it's a fabulous day for the big, showy, impactful things. We're talking about the things that will move you forward. So whether you're launching a video, whether you're launching a course, asking for that raise, these are the things that you can do on a Tuesday. What you don't do is start a fight on Tuesday because chances are it will escalate. We'll leave that one there. So along with wearing red on Tuesdays, I wear my boldest jewelry. I will really work out well doing major strength training and cranking up on the treadmill. I will email with clear CTAs. In other words, if I want my audience to take action on something, I will offer that on a Tuesday. Mars is decisive, directive energy. And somehow I have found it easier to do the needle moving things if I schedule them for Tuesdays. I just want to caveat here, I forgot to mention in the beginning, that not only does each day have a planetary influencer, but every hour of every day has a planetary influencer too. So for example, if I really need to send an email on a Thursday that has a very specific instruction in it, like I need you to sign up for the class over here, or subscribe to my channel, or yes, we need to make this appointment, that kind of thing, I will look for Mars hour on a Thursday. To that end, I will put my favorite planetary hours link at the bottom of the show notes. I have that site open most of the time. The gentleman who made it is absolutely fabulous. So if you want to buy him a cup of coffee, there's a little button at the bottom that says you can make a donation to his coffers. The most elegant and simple way that I've discovered to basically see what hour it is, see what day it is for you, and choreograph your life accordingly. Moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday is governed, influenced by Mercury. Mercury governs all things communication. We're talking email, we're talking letters, we're talking copywriting, we're talking scripting, journaling, anything with words. For myself, I tend to draft my script and my bullet points for my videos on a Wednesday, but I don't record on a Wednesday, and I will tell you why later. It'll be obvious. And some of the correspondences for Mercury simply don't suit me. Mercury's colors are light blue and silver. I wear neither of those and have zero intention of doing so. As you can see, I am very sun sign, very gold and sparkle. So I don't do any of those, and it has not made a jot of difference to my collaboration with mercurial energy. This is so important. You always shape anything around your you-ness. That is your yes line. That is you. You do not pretzel yourself to serve or accommodate a deity influence. You collaborate and see where it fits for you. I love Thursdays. I literally write Thor's Day on my planner. I cross out Thursday and I write Thor's Day. Because what's not to love about Jupiter? The ultimate benefic, right? The ultimate beneficiary. This is abundance energy. This is amplification energy, magnificent energy. And anything that you want more of, that's what you do on a Thursday. Thursdays are perfect for things like seasonal planning, far-reaching things, big, expansive dreams, and big picture thinking. I do a lot of my deliberate seasonal planning and future self work on a Thursday. Or I will pick Jupiter's hour on a Wednesday. So you see how this is working. I'll choose Jupiter for the big picture thinking, but I'm doing it on a Wednesday because I want Mercury and the words and that kind of communication magic aboard as well. If I'm planning a cruise or a dinner party, I will do it on Jupiter's hour on a Friday, but we'll get to that in a minute. The energy of Jupiter will amplify almost anything. So use it wisely, yes? Choose to schedule the things you really want more of on a Thursday. Maybe not dental appointments if you can avoid it. And on to Friday, Venus Day, the ultimate glamour day. Venus governs attraction, beauty, abundance. Remember, Venus is not the same as Aphrodite. Aphrodite is the ingenue energy. She is romance. She is the young youthfulness of first love, for example. But Venus is grounded. Venus is far more mature. Venus knows exactly what she wants, and she goes after it. And she is the goddess of financial abundance and also the goddess of glamour magic. Fridays are sacred in my world. Fridays are where I do my deliberate beauty practice, where I will schedule beauty appointments. So if I'm going to get a haircut, it happens on a Friday, and preferably on Venus hour on Venus's day. So around about 2 o'clock where I am is generally the correct hour. I will schedule a haircut for 2 o'clock on a Friday. So I get a double whammy of Venusian energy. And do you know that since I've started doing that, I have not had a bad haircut? All beauty type appointments happen on a Friday, preferably on Venusian hour. But I also use it for things like going out to buy flowers for myself, or beautifying my nest in some way, or shopping for something delectable. I will also tell you that I record my videos on a Friday because I am feeling glamorous, because I'm feeling magnetic and abundant. One thing I want to mention is that Venus's colors are often thought of as pink. I don't do the Aphrodite pink, so the really pretty girly pink. I love a deep burgundy, but I will also say I have my pink lingerie on today because that is what we wear on Fridays. As a double Libra, Venus and I are long-time collaborators. And if you're thinking of starting a glamour magic practice, if you want to enchant your cosmetics or turn your eyeliner into a sigil, or simply start doing whatever makes you feel really abundant and juicy in the world, start on a Friday around about Venus hour. Saturdays are a whole different vibe. Saturn is always presented as this grim taskmaster, the grumpy old man that makes sure that you get your homework in on time. I had a love-hate relationship with Saturn for the longest time. Okay, more hate than love. But I have Saturn in Aquarius, and it is the right timing for me to get to know him a bit better. Saturdays are for Saturnian pursuits. I clean my flat on a Saturday, not out of a sense of chores or obligation, but out of respect for the foundations and structure that supports my life. I'm going to have a whole new program coming up, 23 days of Glamour Magic living, and we are going to talk a lot about reframing housework as house care. And Saturn, weirdly, has a lot to do with that. Saturn's color is black. I don't wear black. You could, obviously. There are plenty of people who do. But for those of us I have found who have spent many years in retail or the service industry where you are required to wear black, having to wear black on a day you may have off from work can feel like an abdication of power. It's much more fun to just have a nod to something black and wear your favorite colors. So for myself, I like to give a nod to Saturn. Maybe I'll pay attention to my black eyeliner or I'll wear black socks. But again, this is about taking this technology and not pretzeling your life to fit it, but seeing where it could collaborate with your life to make it better. I used to do my weekly review and planning on a Saturday. I don't do that anymore. I just do the review part where I scan my whole week and see whether I have reached the priorities that I set myself the previous Sunday, or whether I need to just make sure that I get some things done so that I can tick them off. Saturday's energy can feel surprisingly grounded and potent this way. It's not at all the taskmaster energy. I'm saying that carefully because it's taken 3 tries. Taskmaster energy that I initially thought it would be. And in fact, Saturdays now are my favorite because it's full of sport, and I love the satisfaction it brings me to know that I finished my week on such a grounded, self-centered, and potent way. Get playful with this, and it'll work for you. And finally, of course, we have Sunday. Sunday's obvious, the sun. We get to shine. We get to celebrate. We get to bask and hopefully rest. Planning on Sunday allows me to think ahead in ways that don't feel like a massive to-do list. It feels like, oh, I could do that, and I could do that, and I could do that, rather than I have to do this and I have to do that, right? So this has been the difference for me in doing my planning on a Saturday or planning on a Sunday. You can call me crazy. It works. It's worth playing with. So there we have it. 7 days, 7 deities, 7 invitations to bring something a little more magical, a little more enchanting to your week. This is your primer. This is enough. If this is all you want to do, it will work. And if you want more, of course you can do more. If you do like using AI, you may like to put a prompt in that says, here's my birth chart. How best could I utilize Planetary Magic. Remember, though, to always check. I have had ChatGPT tell me that Wednesdays was for Venus, and that was completely wrong. And had I been a newbie, I would have fallen for it. So double check, ask it to cite its resources. You should do that all the time anyway, but in this particular case, it's very important. Do not make it a chore. Make it a practice. Make it an exciting and interesting added layer and nuance to the way you move through your life. Remember, Glamour Magic is all about directing the eye. This way, you're directing your own eye to see the week, not as one homogeneous lump, but as each day having a particular flavor. And you get to choose which flavors you want to partake in and which ones you don't. Planetary magic is not about doing more. It's about doing things when the energies support you. Remember, this is a practice. You do not have to master this in one day, literally. It is something that you cycle through, enhancing every time you do it. And it deepens until it becomes almost second nature. As always, I would love you to tell me what you thought of this in the comments. And if you have any questions, I'll do my very best to answer them. I am Jacqueline Gates. I am your favorite glamorous fairy godmother. And welcome to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. I will see you on the next one.